Hello everyone, this is Norman Lloyd Kinsey III, and I'm an entrepreneur in the Silicon Valley, and a philosophist, and been an entrepreneur for about 6 years, and was inspired to do a video, and a video that can be, shared, and a video that can be liked, and a video that can inspire the world in a sense. And so basically, I like to come up with different thoughts and things that, resonate with me, that I believe would resonate with other individuals, and just kind of put things in perspective, in a different type of perspective. So that way, individuals such as yourself can look at maybe a concept and say, wow, it's very interesting. I didn't think about it like that. And it hopefully will spiral into something more. So basically, remember as you're a kid and you're growing up, and this may be true for some and may not be true for others, but remember being a child and, it was always yes, no, right, wrong, you can, you can't. It was very, very dry. It was very, very this or that. There was no maybe, or and maybe for some there was maybes. Maybe if you did this, then you got that, right? If this, then that. So that's good. If you do something and you get it done, then you get a treat for doing a good job. So that's always a good way of looking at it. But if you look at it from the basics, look at it from the root. You look at it from how our parents nurtured us growing up, right? And what our parents knew from basically their parents and their parents and their parents, right? So all of us as human beings are subject to the past, right? And everyone likes to say that history repeats itself. But I like to ask the question: does it really? Does history really need to repeat itself? Or can we actually change the history for what we know it to be? And can it not repeat itself? Because if history repeats itself, then that means we're going backwards. We're not doing something right to move forward. We're staying stagnant. We're not going forward, we're just going backwards, whether it's a huge war or whatever the case may be. Then you have individuals like Elon Musk, who's looking to colonize Mars because he wants to be ready for the inevitable, which could mean, and put this in perspective, which could mean if us as masses don't get things right and get things together, what's going to happen? The rich are going to colonize another world, and then this world is going to what's going to happen to this world? We've seen those sci-fi movies and all that type of stuff. That's not that far-fetched. So these are two things that I believe that are huge flaws in the human race. One human flaw is basically we're segregated. And the second human flaw is that we have singular focuses, right? So I'm going to touch on the first one. The first one, say for instance, we're all segregated. Now, segregation could be in multiple facets, right? And segregation is based off the fact of what's happening in the future. So segregation could be about sex. Segregation could be religion, politics. Segregation could be race, gender. Segregation is anything that puts you into your own bracket, or you feel like you're in your own bracket, or you feel like you can't relate to a Hispanic or a Latin or Chinese or whatever the race may be. Okay, so that's first, it's segregation, right? Segregation creates borders. Segregation creates conflict and wars and problems and all that type of stuff. Okay, now the second thing I was talking about was basically a singular focus. Now, human beings all have, unfortunately, majority, 90% have a singular focus, right? So the singular focus is, get a job. The singular focus is start a family. The singular focus is buy a new car. The singular focus is basically not promoting the human species, or us as humans, to really be able to think outside the box. Now, that was subject to, in my belief, and what I'm thinking here, and kind of my philosophy here, should I say, is it's subject to because how we were grown up. Me as a child, my mom, bless her heart, love her to death, she never really was like yes, no, this, that. I just did what I needed to do, I got it done, and when I got it done, I basically got to do whatever I wanted to do. So I started working at 13 and got my first job and started learning and understanding, because how many people here, can relate to the fact that if you have a 9-to-5 or if you have a job, and if you've ever been curious in your job and you're asking questions and you want to find out answers to things or find out how you can move up, or you want to be an asset but you're being underappreciated, it's because subject to how human nature is. It starts at the top. It starts at the mom and dad saying yes or no or whatever the case may be, or the corporations where it's not an open door policy and you're subject to basically just minding your P's and Q's, keeping your head down and just doing your work. If you try to go beyond and above in your job, sometimes you got other people getting threatened by you because you're doing a better job than what they're doing. Let's put it in perspective, people. The world is not nurturing for us to be able to go further. I'll give you another example of a singular focus. Look at sports, right? How big sports are, a singular focus. Let's focus on the sport. Let's focus on if they win and lose and what happens with that. And oh my God, this team lost and it's gonna make the rest of my day good or bad because they won or they lost. So think about it. We're not nurturing as human beings, we're not nurturing each other. Also, if you think about another concept, think about basically another singular focus. We're all in our own little bubble, right? So we go and we say, for instance, we get all involved with, say, for instance, a celebrity or someone that we look up to. That celebrity, that person that we look up to is like God's gift, and then we have our whole reality around that. How many females are like that, or young women are like that with Justin Bieber? How does that promote their growth, right? Because they're subject to, basically looking at this person who is basically, a celebrity as their figure person, their person that's like, oh my God, like that's my all, that's my everything. So what I'm getting at is that us as a human species need to come together and put in consideration that if we only have a singular focus and we're going to be segregated, we're going to have issues. And I believe the system's broken, because with technology, if we don't fix our education, technology is moving faster than people can actually move up to, because we're a stubborn human being species. We're subject to thinking that we know it all. If we don't know it all, then we bottle up. We don't freaking open up. You know what I'm saying? So these are little things that I think are big things that I think that we need to focus on. So the premises of this video is for you to put this into consideration, for you to think about it in your own light, and for you to take this video and share it and like it with other individuals that might be interested in the concept and the philosophy into which what I'm saying today. So this is above religion. This is above politics. This is above a singular focus. This is above basically segregation. This is an opportunity for me to shine some light on you. Thank you for following, connecting, and sharing this video. I really appreciate it. Norman Lloyd Kinsey III. If you want to find out more about me, you can look me up on basically Google. This video will be on my Facebook. I'll probably also put this on my onto my YouTube as well. I think this is a huge topic, and I think that we all need to take it into consideration. And I think that change and time for change is now.